some kid saw me eating, I don't fucking know, rice, noodles, whatever it might be, and came up and tried to bully me. And I was like, you and your white bread Devon tomato sauce sandwich? No, I'm good. You can go and eat that. So I've really had this arrogance about me when it came to being proud of my Asian culture. And that carried through to the next school. So at my third school, I was there on a scholarship. Of course I fucking was. And I started this thing called AAAC. Anybody want to guess what it might stand for? 1A. Yell out an A to me. Asian, you got one of them. It was Australia's awesome Asian crew. We made singlets, and you could only sit with me if you were Asian, plus like one non-Asian kid, you know, we don't discriminate here. And at that school, I had my very first, I don't know if I'd call it like a sexy dream, but like, you know, one of those, oh, whoa. I'd woken up and I had dreamt about kissing someone, and I'd never thought about that before in my life. I was 12 years old, and I'd never kissed anyone before. And I was really confused because I didn't know what that meant, especially because in my dream, I'd kissed this girl in the grade below me. I remember her name, her face. She used to have these little buck teeth, and she wore these blonde plaits. I never spoke to her again after that dream, and I didn't really know what to do with it, so I just kind of like kept it in my back pocket, didn't tell anyone. A year later, we had sexuality education. I don't know what the fuck that is. But because I changed schools so many times, I actually never got sex ed, but I did get sexuality education. That's where they more or less told me that God said no. They were like, if my religion teacher, mind you, was the one teaching this, he's like, if you think you're gay, you're not. Everyone has those feelings, just don't do anything about it. And like, I am an A+ scholarship student who's always done what she was told. So I put that shit in a box and I like buried it real deep. At least I thought it was quite deep, maybe less so. I changed school afterwards to Queensland Academy for Health Sciences because of course that's the fucking school I went to. And while I was there, I started getting drunk and going to parties. And I would go up to girls and I'd be like, you know what your boyfriend would really like? He'd really like it if we sent him a picture of us kissing. He'd really like that. And I kind of collected all of these pictures of me like kissing girls and put it in a MySpace album called I Get All the Girls. Straight. It's what all the straight girlies do. And I really believe that with my full chest. At that school, we're based on the Gold Coast, we all made a day trip up to Brisbane. I convinced them we wanted to go to like the IMAX theatre or something or other. But really, I just wanted to go to Borders because I couldn't think of anything cooler than a bookshop and a coffee shop in one. I read a lot, but all of my books were from the library or books that my parents bought me. This is the first time I was going up to buy my own book. I had saved up my money from my job. I think at the time I was working at like Baker's Delight. And I went and bought my very first book for myself, and that was Family Law by Benjamin Law. It was very sweet, and I remember reading it, and I just like could not stop sobbing. And I just couldn't understand why. I remember I got to a point in the book where I put it aside and I kind of looked at myself in the mirror. I love doing that. I love a mirror. I'm an only child, okay? It's only me. And I was like, what's happening? Like, yes, Ben's parents are immigrants. Yes, he's of Chinese descent. Yes, he grew up in Sydney. But this is a story about a gay boy. He's gay. I'm not. I'm so straight. Why am I crying? So I just kind of buried that again, moved to Sydney, went to Mardi Gras, thought I was a really good ally. I just really like watching girls kiss, you know? Everyone likes watching girls kiss. And then lockdown happened. By this point, I was like 4 years deep into my PhD in stem cell biology, because of course I have a PhD in stem cell biology. And I submitted my thesis alone in my apartment during lockdown. I didn't have any family in the state. I literally just like hit that button and was like, that's it. So I got out my phone, got on TikTok, finally let myself on. I couldn't have done it beforehand. And I'm scrolling and scrolling. 3 days pass, and this algorithm is like, you are gay. You are so gay. And I kind of looked at it And I had no one else to talk to, nothing else to do but to stare at my fucking phone, constantly telling me I'm gay. So I was like, okay, maybe I am gay. Maybe you fucking got me, all right? I called up my friend and I was like, hey, I think I might be gay. And they're like, no fucking shit, Naomi. So I eventually got there.